Stores20 here and welcome back to Springwood. Today's episode is jam-packed full of announcements, so definitely stick around for the entire length. I don't want you to miss out on anything. So many special things to talk about, so I should definitely just get a wriggle on with it. First up, I'm going to be doing a live play at the very end of the episode because I took last week off making videos as I was making some custom-made retro suburbs for Springwood, basically changing the way that I've been plopping down my suburbs. So definitely stay tuned for the end because I'll be going through all that in a live play. But to kick off the time lapse, I'm going to start with the very first and most important announcement, which is the launch of the Springwood Wiki page. I could not have done this without Simon. He has completely created this wiki page, which is so beautiful, and I'm going to show you that exactly in just a couple of minutes. But basically, I put it out to the community a couple of weeks ago that I was really interested in creating a wiki page for Springwood. This city is quite a unique city, and I'm obsessed with creating hidden Easter eggs and by creating lots of detail within the story, not just within what I build. So I got to talking with Simon and he put me in the direction of this wiki site, which has no ads. It's totally beautiful and it's pretty much operates just like Wikipedia does. And like I said before, I have no skills in creating a wiki page. So I really needed his help because I only had the idea and he really had all the skills. So, the wiki page. I know you're probably wondering why the hell I want a wiki page for Springwood. Let me show you why. So, when you click on the link below in the description to be able to find it, you'll be faced with the wiki page. And you basically can explore all the stories behind Springwood. You can check out this awesome interactive map of Springwood and check out all the different districts that we've been building over the last year. Clicking on a district will give you more information, a more in-depth overview of that district, as well as any special features that lie within that district. For example, clicking on the airport and you can read all about the Springwood International Airport and find out some facts about it and even check out some cool fan-made art logos, and this one's made by Will. He's made some awesome ones, as well as the logo for the Church of Simology. What the hell is a Church of Simology, you might ask? Well, you can go back to the map and find Simology under the Everton district and read all about it there. And I know you're wondering, like, there's no information here. Well, that is where you guys come into play. Because every time I release an episode of Springwood, I get faced with lots of people making up the stories behind all these different places. Now, this is your chance. This is your chance to finally actually contribute to each episode, to have a massive input into the city, into the development of this city, and start putting in your information. If you are familiar with wikis, then jump straight on, make an account, and you can start contributing to each episode as of now. Otherwise, you can learn all about that in a wiki chat. We have that in the Discord server, which I've left another link, lots of links in the description below. But I'm definitely going to check that out if you want to discuss different projects or different ideas you have for the wiki page. So for example, I'm building this suburb at the moment, and you might explore the wiki page and realize it actually has no name, it has no information at all. So this is your chance to jump on there, or even the wiki page, the wiki chat, and talk about what you think this suburb is all about, what it reminds you of, and any special features that lie within here. I'm going to be building a mall pretty shortly, and you might want to talk about that mall. Maybe that mall has got some sort of significance, or you might even just want to name it after yourself or your dog. Like, who knows? Like, we're all kind of like building this together, and if you find something interesting or something you want to talk about or add information to anything that's within Springwood, that is your chance. And I think that's quite exciting, and I hope you do too. You can let me know in the comments below if that is something that definitely works for you. Or if you're just not even interested in creating anything to do with the wiki, then you have basically all the information at your fingertips in terms of Springwood, and you can go and explore and check out all those districts, because I will be also adding bits and pieces in as well. So another part that I was thinking for the wiki page is that if you're part of the wiki chat in the Discord, then if you were to discuss an area that you would like to create a story about, then I can provide you with the photos to go with that. Or for instance, you were watching an older episode of Springwood, then you can actually take a screenshot of the video and then use that photo to upload that onto the wiki site. So there's all sorts of possibilities of adding to it. You don't just have to write information. You could be naming areas, or you could be creating logos for certain areas, and it's pretty much works on a first come first serve. So if you want to jump in on the action, then definitely jump on as soon as possible so that you can secure your name for a district, or for a mall, or for the buildings around Springwood, or whatever. This is basically your opportunity to do that. Of course, the challenge with Springwood is that it's set in the 80s, so we want to keep with an 80s feel for everything. Like that is the theme, and also continuing with what other people have contributed to this series already. A lot of people have already named a few things in Springwood within an episode that I did. It was a city tour. That's another link I'll leave in the description. And so yeah, a lot of names are already being taken, and they're already on the wiki page already. However, there's a lot that is unnamed. There's a lot of stories that are unheard of. We have nothing in terms of the train lines, like we have no information about cargo. There's nothing in terms of the docks. Yeah, I mean, there's so much backstory, and even stuff that I haven't even thought about. Plus, if you're creating backstories, that's what really motivates me to start building and to design certain places. If there's tons of information coming in about gangsters and mobsters, then I'm probably going to build something based on that. Or, if there's lots of information about the train line, then I might even get into that. So, a lot of this stuff is going to trigger a lot of inspiration, and hopefully it's going to trigger a lot of inspiration and creativity from you guys too. Which is what this is all about. This has basically been the dream from day dot, from when I first started this a year ago. I know, it's like big picture, right? it's like massive picture. It's finally like all coming together, which is super exciting. And I hope you guys are excited. I hope you're interested. And all that information is in the description below if you want to jump on board straight away and start creating stories. I highly recommend jumping onto the Discord server and discussing the wiki page. As of now, like that would be a great idea, because that way you might have the same idea with someone and you can collaborate or something like that. Or I'd hate for one person to write a whole backstory and then jump onto the wiki site and realize it's already been taken. I mean, shit, maybe no one's doing it, so I don't really know, but I'm really excited for it, and I hope you guys are too. Alright, so that's announcement number one. Before I jump into announcement number two, I just want to highlight what I'm building. I'm now building that mall that I was been talking about. Somebody mentioned in the last few episodes that malls are a massive feature within the 80s. And, I kind of realized I didn't really have very many malls, so I decided to create a couple of malls within each district, and especially places that are very residential. I decided to stick in a couple of different malls. So you'll see me be placing down a lot more of these in the coming episodes. Also, this suburb that I placed down is all part of this new system that I am now working with. I basically, for the last 2 weeks, I have been in Asset Editor creating my own suburbs, my own houses that are super retro and super detailed, and they're all part of me trying to expand all my residential areas in a really quick and easy way, and also saving a lot more FPS, because for some reason the way that the prop system works in this game is that if a prop exists within a single asset, then they don't really add to the FPS drop, whereas if I place down heaps of props, then I end up losing heaps of FPS. Prez explains that far better than I just did in that 10-second rant. But yeah, this technique has been inspired by Prez and Mr. Wigglehausen, who have both invested in this asset creating mode, and then yeah, I think it saves a lot of time and a lot of FPS. I'll go through all that in the live play at the very end. Let's jump back into announcements. Second announcement is that I made an announcement on Twitter last week for people who are interested in creating 80s style billboards for Springwood. And I had a whole bunch of people jump on board. We had about 15, 20 or so billboards made for Springwood, ranging from all sorts of insider jokes for Springwood, making all sorts of classic 80s references. They're just so incredible and so creative. And I had so much fun getting these that I wanted to extend that to the people who probably did not hear that announcement. If you are interested in creating some billboards for Springwood to be placed around the city, so you'll be able to see them basically in every video, all these different billboards, please get in touch. I'm going to leave a link to the Discord server where we are having a discussion and sharing all those ideas, and we'll eventually take all the billboards from that chat and I'll be placing them into Springwood. I have a couple of asset creators who are interested in creating those billboards. That is huge. Like if you want your image in Springwood, if you want your mark in Springwood, that is another chance. I think I've already said that with the wiki page, but here's another chance. If you want to create an image, a super 80s retro looking billboard, they are so awesome, like the old school retro billboards. I've been having heaps of fun Googling them and finding out what they all used to look like and how different they were from the billboards of today. And also thinking about how I can make references to things that I've built within Springwood. For instance, Will created this amazing billboard that was based on the observatory that we built ages and ages ago. And it's great because now I'm going to be seeing that everywhere I fly around, and you'll be seeing it in a lot of cinematics, and it's just another way of us creating more of that story and more of that uniqueness to the series. So if you are kind of crafty with Photoshop or Illustrator, or if you just want to have a crack, definitely jump on and get involved, because we'll probably be making them into actual assets, actual props, I think within the next few weeks, fingers crossed, and now is your chance to jump onto that. Also, as part of that, which is now my third announcement, if you really want to challenge yourself with the billboard creating, we are having this competition on the Discord server where you have to create a billboard for a Game Boy console. If you are the winner of this competition, then you will go on to have your billboard showcased in an episode of Springwood, and also have some roles for you in terms of the Discord channel. So yeah, definitely go and challenge yourself with that. Even if you just want to have a crack, get involved. They already have a few people who have entered into the competition that are really great. Competition will run until Easter weekend, so your time is running out. I look forward to checking them out and hearing who is the winner. Whew, man, that is a lot of announcements. I really hope you've digested that all. I will be reminding you all in the comments below. Far out. I'm exhausted. That took a long time. I wonder if I can get back into what I'm building right now. Because it's kind of cool. It's kind of exciting, and it's something I've, again, stolen from Prez, because he created such an awesome tutorial on how to create one of these cul-de-sacs. This is the first one I've created in City Skylines. I guess I've done a couple others, but they've been pretty average. This one I think looks amazing, and it's just following Prez's tutorial. And you know, this is a massive feature within these suburbs of LA, and I really wanted to nail it. And I think, you know, the look is perfect. And basically, if I want to use this again, I don't actually have to go through that whole system of you know, creating the cul-de-sac. I can actually just copy and paste it, which is something I do a lot in Springwood. So you will see me copy and paste this exact cul-de-sac into another district that I'll be building just a little bit later on down the track. I also haven't really explained whereabouts we are building today. We are, we're pretty close to the airport side of it, the international side. I been trying to flesh out this whole area over the last few episodes because I do want to take some cinematics of the airport with some surroundings. I don't want to leave it all blank, so I am, frantically building around this area because I will be traveling to another location in the next few weeks, in the next few episodes. I am pretty much done with building it this far away from the downtown of Springwood. I want to start getting a little bit closer. And there's a district that I've not started building yet. Not for good reason, but just, I think I just haven't been ready to build it yet. It's probably a district you have no idea about, a district that I have really kept hidden away from any cinematics and any view. And I'm going to be diving into it with a special guest, Strict Toaster, who he's going to help me out a lot with that build. I don't want to go too much into that because we're yet to do anything yet, and I don't want to start quoting what I'm going to do and then totally change my mind. But I'm really excited to be collaborating with him just for a little while, just for this series, and I'm very excited to have him as a guest on the channel. So, you can look forward to that. You can look forward to many things. There's so much going on in this series at the moment. I don't want to say I'm struggling to keep all 4 series going, but far out, it is hard to squeeze them all in. I am pushing it. I am so pushing it. This is the last suburb that I am building for today, and this will be the suburb that I'll be going through in more detail at the very end of this time lapse in a live play. Basically, what I'm doing is I am using a mod that I don't think many people are using. This mod is called the iDrop mod, and what it does is I can basically press T over any item within Springwood and I can copy it and then place it down. It essentially works like Move It, except I don't have to worry about whereabouts I place it down because it'll just snap straight to the road, which is something that I've been that I use a lot in. So I usually use it with my suburbs when I'm placing down a lot of suburbs like this. And I never let anything grow within Springwood. It all is plopped down by me. Even though these buildings now technically can grow, and they will grow like this, I don't really like the chance of the I don't really like the style that they grow in, and it's always random. Whereas when buildings do grow, when buildings are created, I guess they they are plopped down with intention. So it's kind of important for me to continue that idea within this series, because that is sort of the whole idea behind Springwood, is that it is it's a realistic build, but it's a realistic build as in it follows the same structure as a classic city would kind of go with. This little area here is another drain area, and this is kind of like where it meets a more natural state, I guess. Basically where concrete meets nature. So I kind of had a bit of fun detailing this with a lot of grass and moss that is being built up around this area as it funnels into the sea. I don't have a name for that river. If you want to go and name that river, definitely go into the wiki and start naming away. It's I really love creating these things. I've spoken about that a lot. I think that all these drain systems are really super interesting, and I think that sort of motivated me for building Springwood in the first place. What else? This road that I'm connecting, this footbridge, is a footbridge that crosses the river and goes on to the airport. I don't think many people will be walking across to the airport via this bridge, but this bridge does allow access to the airport, but also allows access to a lot of the nature strip that lies around that airport. And there's like a cool little running track that I built in the last episode before, and I just sort of thought that was a cool little feature. But that's pretty much it for the time lapse. I might go jump into the game now and load it up, and so I can show you how cool and how detailed all these little houses are. I'm so excited for it. I hope you are too. I'll see you guys in just a sec. Enjoy some 80s music for about 30 seconds. Alright, welcome back guys. So excited to be showing you these new houses that I've created for my residents of Springwood. Basically, if you missed it in the time lapse, I have been working in Asset Editor to edit a lot of these buildings that give me the vibe of LA, and I've just been kind of trying to put a lot of detail into them and also making them a lot more retro than they have been looking. It's been a bit of a mission for me creating a more of an 80s vibe within Springwood, and these residents just work so nicely. So let me show you what I've been creating over the last 2 weeks. I'm just going to show you house by house pretty much, because they're all really unique and all really quite interesting. This house is one of my favorite styles. I really love the way the fence is on this house. I feel like it's a lot older style, and this sort of fence, I feel like it's very much of an LA vibe. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but when I think of LA, I really think of these types of small cottages with these big front yards, all fenced off. The retro vibe, I've gone with this retro mailbox over here, as well as these flamingos that have just opened up onto the workshop. There's a whole bunch of retro looking assets that have been popping up all over the place. I've been absolutely going to town on them, downloading heaps of them. You'll notice that a lot of these houses actually got backyards now. That's something that's always bothered me with the assets on the workshop and on just vanilla assets, that they didn't have these backyards, but now they do, which is so good. It's really handy just to place down. I don't actually have to worry about placing them down myself. I've gone through and just added super little details just to really make each house look really different. And all this is done in Asset Editor. I've only added in a couple of extra bits and pieces. For example, I've added in these power lines around this area. Every now and again, I'd add in a for sale sign in front of a place. And also adding in these decals just to go over the grass section here, which I think makes a massive difference for the realism. This house here in particular is actually one of my most favorite new houses that's on the workshop at the moment. This house is a retro house that is made by the same creator as these ones over here, these props. And this actually model that I've created here, I love so much. I think it's so realistic and has such a cool vibe. And, you know, along with P. Delmo's new hedges that he's created, I just love it so much. We're having a bit of a trash problem. I'm not plopping down these vanilla trash things. We're not getting very much of a trash pickup at the moment. But yeah, I mean, that is essentially it, guys. I just wanted to show you how I've been working on these residents over the last couple of weeks and how I'm excited to be working on them for other episodes, other series. For example, I've actually made some inner city suburbs as well while I was working on them, and they are actually even more amazing than these, if I do say so myself. They are incredible. They look so... Actually, I'm not going to spoil anything. You can look forward to that in the next couple of episodes when I do creep back into the middle of the city and we do work on some suburbs, inner city suburbs. So yeah, but yeah, just these little details. They keep popping up. I keep going to say goodbye, but these little details just pop up that I just want to show off. Alright, time to say see you later, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support, and I really hope you enjoy going to town on the wiki page and getting involved. I do look forward to reading all about the city as you guys create it. But that is pretty much it for the episode. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next episode. See you later.